Hi, Loodmy. How are you today?
I am well. How are you?
I'm great.
Great.
Congratulations on your nomination.
Thank you, Sasha.
Why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself and how you got to this point?
Sure. So, I run a real estate team in West Palm Beach. We sell around 120 homes per year, and we have over 300 five-star reviews on Google. And our main thing is that we provide excellent service to all our customers. So, been doing this for about 17 years. Originally from a Port-au-Prince, Haiti, and I am, one of the top agents in that area.
Okay, that's great. Thank you. So what initially drew you to real estate?
So, initially going into real estate was a pure luck thing. I was 19. I walked into an office looking for a part-time job while I was in college, and it was a real estate office. So they're like, you can't really get a job here, but you can get a license.
Yeah.
So I got my license and I started working as a realtor. And I quickly realized that this business is a bit intimidating for any buyer or seller that does not do this every day. And so I wanted to make sure that my main role would be to, as a guide, as an educator, and making sure that I help buyers and sellers make the right decision, because if they make the wrong decision, it could be a very costly one. So I pride myself to make sure that whenever I'm helping somebody, I understand their needs, I understand their expectations, and then I make sure that they deliver that whatever decision they make in the long term will be a happy one.
Great. So how would you say that journey shaped your expertise today?
Yeah, so I quickly realized that, we're more than just door openers. As a realtor, and as I've been doing this for a long time and understanding market do shift. My main role is to make sure that I educate the client. I take away the emotion, or I make it slow down when they're gonna be making that decision. They don't make it with anxiety, and that decision is going to be the best thing for themselves and their family.
Okay. So how would you describe Florida's current real estate market?
It's a very good question. I hear it all the time. I would say that this market is more of an honest market now, because buyers are more cautious. They're no longer chasing the market, and then sellers are watching days on the market like a hawk. So it is where somebody like me that is a professional, that understand both sides, and making sure that the buyers don't feel that they are quickly making a decision where they are buying at the wrong time, or they're buying at the wrong price, or for sellers to feel that they're pricing it wrong and it's just not moving. So I have to do this balancing act to understand each individual's need, and making sure that at the end of the day, they get exactly what they're hoping to have.
Okay, cool. So what are some key trends, regulations, some market conditions that buyers or sellers should be aware of?
Yes, Sasha. In Florida, right now, one of the main things is in property insurance. Insurance is a key thing that any buyer that is looking to buy into a community or a home must be aware that this is something that will affect their monthly payment. There's also HOA regulations that to be, get a lot more knowledge about before jumping into a specific building, a specific condo association. And of course, taxes. A lot of people don't understand that sometimes when you purchase a home, after you've owned it for a while, taxes may increase, which is going to change your monthly payment. So that's usually a big shock for them. So whenever I sit down with a buyer in their consultation, I explain that whole process to them, so that way there's no surprises.
Nice. So what strategies do you use to accurately price a property in Florida's changing market?
So we approach it a bit different. On our first meeting, my goal when I'm meeting with a seller is to understand their need, understand what makes their home very unique. Of course, we analyze the recent sales. We look at what the absorption rate in the area is. We go over some of the buyer's expectation. And I explained to them that, your first 2 weeks on the market is more crucial than the next 2 months. So if you price it and overprice it, you're gonna get complete silence, and silence creates doubt. And then from there on, you might miss that window. So understanding and prepping the home to present it correctly, marketing it properly, will in return bring this first 2 weeks as much interest as possible, so that way in return they can get that move that they want to do within that correct time frame.
Okay. So from your experience, what are some mistakes first-time buyers do most often, and how do they avoid that?
I've seen it often where a lot of first-time home buyers confuse urgency as opportunity. And I still remember this, where I had this client that was, saw this property, they wanted to make an offer right away. And I explained to them that, there is a negotiation process to go through. And fortunately, he did listen to me. And because we took our time to negotiate the process, we actually ended up saving him tens of thousands of dollars. So it is better to work with a professional that understand the market, and then you take your time to see exactly your end result and take your time. Okay. So that would say the first thing is, first, get a great professional on your side. Take your time to understand where you want to be. The opportunities will always be there.
Okay. How do you help sellers maximize their properties before listing?
How do I do that? We provide a white glove service. So we have a lot of tools that we use to promote the home. So of course, presentation is key. We do professional marketing with video, drones. We do marketing through ads, Facebook and Instagram, because that's where most of our buyers are. So based on the seller's need, my job is to understand what their expectations are. And then for me to create something around that so that I can deliver that result that they're hoping for.
Okay. How has technology transformed the way you serve your clients?
I'm sure AI is a conversation that everybody have. Is AI going to replace all of us? I love the new technologies we have now, and sometimes I talk to my team and I tell them, hey, you guys have it so easy, because when I first started 17 years ago, there's so much more that I had to do compared to what AI makes it so easy now.
Yeah.
So AI makes us be more responsive, so we can quickly follow up. We provide service where buyers and sellers can be hands-on and get response right away. Stats on what's happening with their home right away. So we incorporate that a lot in our process, in our systems. And I think that AI will not replace us. I think it will make us better at what we do.
Yeah.
And because we still have that human personal touch that we provide to all our clients, we are still going to be able to do that, but at a higher level than we were able to do before.
That's good news.
Yeah, we'll be there.
Can you share a challenging transaction you handled and what it taught you about real estate?
Good one. There's so many of them. Again, for hundreds of transactions that we've done, it is a lot. But one that comes to mind is where I was negotiating with another client, and I was representing the seller, they were representing the buyer, and then we came to a standstill that nobody wanted to make a move because they didn't want to make the wrong move negotiating. So what I did is, of course, because I have that personality of always trying to reach out and always taking the emotion out of things, because at the end of the day, I want my client to be happy. So we will work the numbers in a way that make more sense. And we're able to come to an agreement. And at the end of the day, we explained that a lot of the time people don't make a decision because of fear and because of anxiety. So if we can show the path of how we can get there in removing that fear part, we can get a result then.
Okay. So what advice would you give to buyers, sellers, and investors entering the 2026 market for the long-term profit?
I love the Florida market. I think there is still great opportunity now. I think that the market previously a few years ago made it seem that things are moving quickly. Now it is where you can take your time, analyze each individual transaction and see how you can do it properly. And so go ahead. I think that the Florida market can still expand. West Palm Beach is having such a big influx of new businesses coming in. There's still a lot of great opportunity. And for sellers, having the right a professional by your side, pricing the home properly, marketing the home properly will still give you the result you're looking for. Sometimes you just got to have the right person on your side.
Okay, that's a good advice. What sets your real estate team apart from other realtors?
So I have to toot my own horn now. We love what we do. We still have it customer focused. Like I always tell my team, we want to provide a Ritz-Carlton level of service to every single client. I want every client to feel that they're our only client. And we go above and beyond to make sure that happens. So we do weekly check-in. We do outreach to buyers to do a buyer presentation. We do buyer education seminars. For sellers, we do a lot of marketing that most agents don't even have access to target the correct buyers. Long are gone the days of just putting it on the MLS and then the house sells itself. So now we have to go, and then we have like a 20-step marketing plan to make sure that we are hitting every single point. And we do it with love. And then our best thing is to see that our clients are happy at the end.
Okay.
And that brings us a lot of joy.
What is next for your firm? What are you excited about?
We're expanding more. We're hiring more. We're adding more value to our buyers and our sellers. So if you reach out to us and you want to get something done, we are going to amaze you.
Okay. What impact has your 3-bet rated listing had on your firm's visibility and customers' trust?
Yeah, we're honored by being nominated as 3-best rated agent for South Florida, and I think that gives everybody else to a view that we are doing the right things, and we're gonna continue doing the right thing, and our customers can trust us more because they've seen that we are getting the recognition that we deserve.
Great. Well, that was a pleasure interviewing you.
Thank you so much, Sasha.
Congratulations again.
Appreciate you. Thanks so much.